What's up, people? Ben Samulak here. I'm doing a video just stating my opinion. This is only my opinion. If you do any investing, it's all up to you. Make your own choices. This is just my opinion for what I'm gonna do. Don't buy or not buy a stock on my recommendation. So just putting that out there. Disclaimer. So this video is only for educational purposes. But from what I was looking at lately, I do feel like Facebook is definitely a buy for now, and a lot of people may not agree. Some people may agree. Some people may not know. They may just not understand why. Like, what is this Facebook about? And when it first came out, a lot of people got burned. So just looking at here's Yahoo, Facebook for the last 2 years. When it came out, the IPO it was about 38, 23. It says here, and it came crashing down to about 17. So at this point, a lot of people were out. I think they got burned. They thought they were going to double, triple, quadruple their money overnight. It was it was all hyped up, and just a lot of people just don't know about social media, and they don't understand how it works and how it can make money. So people just, a lot of people just were uncertain about the stock, kind of trying to recover a little. And just recently, there was some good news on its earnings, so it shot up here back to its IPO price. So, is this expensive? Is this cheap? What should you do here? Well, all I gotta say is don't look a gift horse in the mouth. When this stock opened, I didn't buy it just because of the hype, me personally. But I do feel it. I did feel like at the time, and I do feel like it has so much potential that to be just back at its IPO opening price is cheap. Now, there's different people who talk about PE ratios, different kind of earnings, and I mean different kind of looking at this stock, how it's going to make money, and there's a lot of technical, looking at all the technical side to it. But right now, where we're at with stocks, the stock market, everything right now doesn't make sense to me the way things are going. So just the way the Federal Reserve is doing the quantitative easing hasn't stopped for the last four. They said they may do the tapering, but the federal government and the Federal Reserve, I think at this time they're showing the public that they don't want the stock market to crash. They're doing everything they can to keep it up, and we don't know how long that they're going to do that. But at this point, it looks like that's what they want to do. They want to keep it going up. If the stock market were to crash, that would just really, really cause a lot of chaos, and a lot of people would lose their 401ks, a lot of different things. So they just don't. I don't think they really want that to happen. If they can stop it, and that's what they are showing they're doing. What that has done is inflated a lot of stocks. Looking at a company, you could say, well, what can you look at? What kind of stock that kind of looks like Facebook? LinkedIn. Now LinkedIn, look at this, $231. LinkedIn. I'm not part of LinkedIn. I know a lot of people who have, who are using it to network for jobs and different things are into LinkedIn, but it's the same idea. It makes money through advertising. That's how Facebook makes money. They have the games and all that, but advertising, and I'm going to show you exactly how that works so you can see the potential. But look at this. So its low in the last year was, for the last 2 years, was $60. Now we're looking at 200. Within 2 years, this thing has like quadrupled almost. So at this point, it's pretty. This stock I would say is pretty expensive. It's quadrupled. How about something like a Google? Let's look at Google. Almost 900. So it went to close to $1,000. So for that to double, you're looking at it having to go to $2,000. Apple almost has gone down 50% from its high, almost. And even with this, if you wanted to double, it's going to have to get close to $1,000. So a lot of these stocks, even like a Starbucks, which is doing awesome right now, $72. So that would have to go to $140, which that's not that expensive. So, these stocks, MasterCard, oh, there it is, $654. It'd have to go over like $1,020, $1,300 to double. So that's what I'm trying to say. People, if you want today to find a deal, $38 for this stock to double, it'll only have to go to $80. And I think that is like, that could be when the internet stock market boom hit with all the tech companies, like Yahoo and all those when they first came out. Stocks were doubling, tripling, splitting, quadrupling. So right now, they're trying to keep the stock market up. So the government, I think the Federal Reserve, they're looking for stocks that they can really boost to keep the market higher, because Google, Apple, like I said, they can only go, they're getting very expensive. Only so many people can really afford those stocks. So something like a Facebook that's so well known, LinkedIn is at 230, and most people that I know don't even, most it's just adults who are in LinkedIn. So will you say, well, young people can't spend money, you know, how can they help Facebook go up? Look at this. Social media is huge. Facebook, like Google, like Apple, like Mark Zuckerberg, these innovators only come around once in a while, and they create companies like this. This is an innovative company. This company, he created something. Yes, you could say Zanga and MySpace. They also were kind of, people try to liken this to them, but this is way different. You have so many people. Look at how many people. 618 million daily active users, 1 billion monthly active users. So just let's look at this daily. 618 million people go on Facebook a day. What's the difference? Facebook has all this advertising on the side here. This is my Facebook. So when I go onto Facebook, I go on maybe 2-3 times a day, like most people. So if you have 600 million people, the way they make money is when you're doing your Facebook, you may put a post, Facebook, your profile, they keep track of all that. And these ads, see, join TD Ameritrade right now. I'm not going to click on any of these, but most of these ads are related to things I like, or at least they may just be ads that Facebook might think I might like. So if I click on that, Facebook just made money. That's how they make their money. So think about 600 million people. If everyone just clicked on one ad of all their active users a week, so let's just say that was 25 cents average an ad, and so in a month that's $1. That's $600 million a month that they could potentially make just by a user clicking on one ad a week, which is not that improbable. So that's 600 million a month. That's, what is that, 6 billion a year or 7 billion? And that's mostly profit. When you look at Coke, so think about that, and people are buying Facebook stock, they're going to want to help their company. So they're going to start to look at these ads and say, if I'm interested in this, why not go to it? And especially these companies want people to go to their websites. Don't ever click on an ad just, in an illegal way. That's stealing if you're just doing it, any kind of ad, just to try to make money, generate money for yourself or somebody else. But if you're generally interested, these people want you to go to their site. And most of these ads, Facebook, they know what I like. They're going to be ads that are kind of according to my taste or what I like. So more people who buy the stock and realize, oh wow, when I click on an ad that I like, it helps my company, helps my stock go up. Think about this. Social media, just the whole idea of it is just could make this stock go so high, higher than any stock has ever gone, just because the fact that even this video I'm making, people can use with social media now, and with that TD Ameritrade ad, which I don't know where it is now. Even that, people today have TD Ameritrade, they have E-Trade. They to get on the stock market now is so easy and accessible to so many people. Back in the day, you had to go to a stockbroker. You had to talk to different people. Now you can just join an account and do it yourself, like a teenager could do it. And speaking of teenagers, all the teens and even the junior high kids getting on now, they don't have. When you say you bought Coke stock, if you bought Coke stock, then there I am. If you buy a Coke stock, you got to go buy a Coke to support your your product and your company for your stock to go up. And of course, I like Starbucks. Of course, I would buy Starbucks stock because I like Starbucks. I want Starbucks. I want the company to do well. Plus, I'm already buying it, so I know that's something I like. Something I understand. So many people understand Facebook and are using Facebook, so it might make them want to get on, right? Think about Coke though. They have to buy the sugar from a farmer. Then they have to ship that sugar to their factory. They have to pay for those factories. Then they have to have that sugar processed in their factories and pay workers to get that bottle. Then they got to make bottles. Then they got to put the have the factory put the product in the bottles. Then they got to ship the bottles. They got to pay for the labeling. They got to pay for the advertising. All that to get your Coke. So all the profit they got to put back into all the different all the process of making that Coke. Where Facebook, all they're doing, all they're doing is if you click on some ad that say Coke wants you to go to their site to buy their newest product, Facebook just made money off that. Plus they have their games and all their other, who knows. And with Mark Zuckerberg, that's why when I was looking at this stock, just a couple weeks ago, it was a steal. And I just don't want to really disclose whether I bought it, if I even own any now. I just been doing this video as my opinion on things. So just like a couple weeks ago, we were looking at a steal here at 26 bucks. Pretty much added 10 bucks. 8 to 10 bucks here. So at that point it was a steal. But I think now we're just back at the IPO price, and I think only until the next quarter this thing only can go up. It may have some pullbacks, but that's when I would say you might want to think about buying on the dips at this point, because they had a great quarter and earnings were good. So at this point there's no reason why it should come back down. People know this stock has potential now. It's proven itself. And Mark Zuckerberg, this is why I was thinking about getting it at this point. When I started looking at it, I should say, I started looking at it. I looked at some of the videos, and Mark Zuckerberg in one of the interviews, when people were bothered that this stock went down, they're complaining. I could see it. I could see it in his face. This guy, he's not as worried about his stock price going up than he is about the Facebook being a good product. He wants people to love it. He wants to change the world with Facebook. But you have to understand, someone like Mark Zuckerberg, he likes challenges. I think he's an innovator, and it's a challenge when he realizes what he's doing is affecting a lot of people. A lot of people are backing him now, trusting him, buying the stock of his company. I think that's going to be a challenge to him, to make sure that the stock price goes up as well as make the company a company that he really he really can be proud of, and that he feels is helping people. But I really felt like when you could see when he was doing some interviews when the stock price was that low and people were not happy and just really kind of bothered and upset, I think he took that as a challenge. I could see in his eyes he wanted to show people. So I think just the stock price being at its opening IPO, I don't think that's going to be good enough for Mark Zuckerberg. I think he's going to want it to go higher. So I think people are going to be surprised to see things that he's going to do to not only make Facebook better, but to get that stock price up as high as it can go. So those are some of the reasons I think that this is definitely a buy at this time. It's at 38 and some change. So if you watch this video and it's at like 100 or 200 or 500, you might want to think about it and see where things are at. Kind of look at, maybe reevaluate it. But at 38 and some change, I think it's a buy at its IPO price. That's my opinion. So whatever you do, it's up to you. If you buy it, it's on you. Please don't blame me for your choice. You got to make your own choices. I'm just giving you my opinion and just kind of showing you how and why I think it could potentially go up really high. Could be some splits in the future. Who knows what could happen with the potentials? But when you're looking at the stock market today, there's not really a lot of choices to make. Everything's really high in prices. So when you're looking at a company that has like a good name, a good product, and is like really the price is low enough, $38, that's still cheap for people to buy. 900 Google, most people, that you can buy one share maybe. So think about that and make your own choice. If you own Facebook stock, hopefully you can like and share this and get the word out, because I, like you, of course, if you own the stock, you want it to go up. And with social media today, who knows? This is a great way that people can, with social media, you can support your company and your stock and get the word out to encourage people. Yeah, of course, if it goes down, well, there's always that risk. So take that into your own consideration. But I just think today, with all the different ones, looking at all the stocks, and with there's not really a lot of opportunities out there, and I do think the government and the Federal Reserve do want to keep the stock market going up at this time. They want to, they want the economy to get better, and not just to be stable. They want to get to a point where they can start to get back and it won't just totally crash. But there's always a potential of that too, so you never know. So whatever, but if you believe that the stock market still if there is still some deals there, if you want to get into it, that's one that I recommend. If you don't, stay out of it. Then that's good too. There's some other ways that you can invest. If you want to put your money in your in the bank or whatever too. That's another option. Just to be cautious, and it's up to you, whatever people do. So that's all I want to do. Like, share, comment if you want. And thanks for checking out the video. Subscribe, support the channel if you like, and I hope this was informative. I hope it helps you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.